67 Surah Al-Mulk. And for those who disbelieved in their Lord is the punishment of hell, and wretched is the destination. When they are thrown into it, they hear from it a dreadful inhaling while it boils up. It almost bursts with rage. Every time a company is thrown into it. Its keepers ask them, "Did there not come to you a warner?" They will say, "Yes, a warner had come to us, but we denied and said, Allah has not sent down anything. You are not but in great error." And they will say, "If only we had been listening or reasoning, we would not be among the companions of the blaze." And they will admit their sin, so it is alienation for the companions of the blaze. 69 Surah Al-Haqqah. But as for he who is given his record in his left hand, he will say, "Oh, I wish I had not been given my record, and had not known what is my account. I wish my death had been the decisive one. My wealth has not availed me. Gone from me is my authority." Allah will say, "Seize him and shackle him. Then into hellfire drive him. Then into a chain whose length is 70 cubits insert him. Indeed, he did not use to believe in Allah, the Most Great, nor did he encourage the feeding of the poor. So there is not for him here this day any devoted friend, nor any food except from the discharge of wounds, none will eat it except the sinners." 78 Surah An-Naba. Indeed, hell has been lying in wait for the transgressors, a place of return, in which they will remain for ages, unending. They will not taste therein any coolness or drink, except scalding water and foul purulence, an appropriate recompense. Indeed, they were not expecting an account, and denied our verses with emphatic denial. But all things we have enumerated in writing. So taste the penalty, and never will we increase you except in torment. 79 Surah An-Nazi'at. And hellfire will be exposed for all those who see. So as for he who transgressed and preferred the life of the world, then indeed, hellfire will be his refuge. 29 Surah Al-Ankabut. And Abraham said, "You have only taken, other than Allah, idols as a bond of affection among you in worldly life. Then on the day of resurrection you will deny one another and curse one another, and your refuge will be the fire, and you will not have any helpers. They urge you to hasten the punishment. And indeed, hell will be encompassing of the disbelievers. On the day the punishment will cover them from above them and from below their feet, and it is said, taste the result of what you used to do. And who is more unjust than one who invents a lie about Allah or denies the truth when it has come to him? Is there not in hell a sufficient residence for the disbelievers?" 2 Surah Al-Baqarah. But if you do not, and you will never be able to, then fear the fire, whose fuel is men and stones, prepared for the disbelievers. It is He who created for you all of that which is on the earth. Then He directed Himself to the heaven, His being above all creation, and made them 7 heavens, and He is knowing of all things. And they say, "Never will the fire touch us, except for a few days." Say, have you taken a covenant with Allah? For Allah will never break His covenant. Or do you say about Allah that which you do not know? Yes, whoever earns evil and his sin has encompassed him, those are the companions of the fire, they will abide therein eternally. Indeed, we have sent you, O Muhammad, with the truth as a bringer of good tidings and a warner. And you will not be asked about the companions of hellfire. And mention, when Abraham said, "My Lord, make this a secure city and provide its people with fruits, whoever of them believes in Allah and the last day." Allah said, "And whoever disbelieves, I will grant him enjoyment for a little, then I will force him to the punishment of the fire, and wretched is the destination." Those who followed will say, "If only we had another turn at worldly life, so we could disassociate ourselves from them as they have disassociated themselves from us. Thus will Allah show them their deeds as regrets upon them. And they are never to emerge from the fire. Indeed, they who conceal what Allah has sent down of the book and exchange it for a small price, those consume not into their bellies except the fire. And Allah will not speak to them on the day of resurrection, nor will He purify them. And they will have a painful punishment. Those are the ones who have exchanged guidance for error and forgiveness for punishment. How patient they are in pursuit of the fire. But among them is he who says, Our Lord, give us in this world that which is good, and in the hereafter that which is good, and protect us from the punishment of the fire. And of the people is he whose speech pleases you in worldly life, and he calls Allah to witness as to what is in his heart, yet he is the fiercest of opponents. And when he goes away, he strives throughout the land to cause corruption therein and destroy crops and animals. And Allah does not like corruption. And when it is said to him, Fear Allah, pride in the sin takes hold of him. Sufficient for him is hellfire. And how wretched is the resting place. And do not marry polytheistic women until they believe. And a believing slave woman is better than a polytheist, even though she might please you. And do not marry polytheistic men to your women until they believe. And a believing slave is better than a polytheist, even though he might please you. Those invite you to the fire, but Allah invites to paradise and to forgiveness, by His permission. And He makes clear His verses to the people that perhaps they may remember. Allah is the ally of those who believe. He brings them out from darknesses into the light. And those who disbelieve, their allies are Taghut. They take them out of the light into darknesses. Those are the companions of the fire, they will abide eternally therein. O you who have believed, spend from the good things which you have earned and from that which we have produced for you from the earth. And do not aim toward the defective therefrom, spending, from that, while you would not take it, yourself, except with closed eyes. And know that Allah is free of need and praiseworthy. Those who consume interest cannot stand, on the day of resurrection, except as one stands who is being beaten by Satan into insanity. That is because they say, Trade is just like interest. But Allah has permitted trade and has forbidden interest. So whoever has received an admonition from his Lord and desists may have what is past, and his affair rests with Allah. But whoever returns to dealing in interest or usury, those are the companions of the fire, they will abide eternally therein. 8 Surah Al-Anfal. That is yours, so taste it. And indeed for the disbelievers is the punishment of the fire. And whoever turns his back to them on such a day, unless swerving, as a strategy, for war or joining another company, has certainly returned with anger upon him from Allah, and his refuge is hell, and wretched is the destination. Indeed, those who disbelieve spend their wealth to avert people from the way of Allah. So they will spend it, then it will be for them a source of regret, then they will be overcome. And those who have disbelieved, unto hell they will be gathered. This is, so that Allah may distinguish the wicked from the good and place the wicked some of them upon others and heap them all together and put them into hell. It is those who are the losers. And if you could but see when the angels take the souls of those who disbelieved, they are striking their faces and their backs and, saying, Taste the punishment of the burning fire.